Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, November 29th. I'm Daryl Grove, and you're listening to The Goalmouth, the supergroup of independent soccer podcasts brought to you by Dirty Tackle, Howler Magazine, and The Total Soccer Show. Open your ears nice and wide, because on today's menu of bite-sized soccer news, I'll be serving up an LA Galaxy front office hire, some disappointing news for Carl Sagan and Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'll be quashing a Christian Pulisic rumour, celebrating the player that may be the new Christian Pulisic, and giving you an update on the US at the U20 Womens World Cup. But first, some tragic news from Colombia, which for obvious reasons we'll be treating a little differently to usual Goalmouth stories. Early this morning, a plane carrying 81 people, including top-flight Brazilian team Chapecoense, crashed on its approach to Medellin airport. Police report that all but 5 people on board the flight lost their lives. The Chapecoense team was on its way to play the first leg of the Copa Sudamericana final against Colombia's Atlético Nacional, a game that was scheduled for Wednesday and has now been postponed, as have all CONMEBOL soccer activities as the region takes time to mourn. We'll begin our regular Goalmouth news in Carson, California, where the LA Galaxy held a press conference on Monday and announced that Pete Vallanas will replace Bruce Arena as general manager. Couple of cool things about the Vallanas appointment. He's a Galaxy guy, played there for 8 years, was captain, then got himself a couple of LA Galaxy desk jobs as academy director and then VP of soccer operations. For me, internal promotions like this are evidence of American soccer and Major League Soccer asserting its identity by replenishing from within, rather than hiring some fancy European guy like, Goalmouth did with me and Ryan Bailey. Job number 1 for Vallanas is replacing the other half of Bruce Arena's job, the head coach half. Make no mistake, the LA Galaxy job is one of the biggest in Major League Soccer, mostly because of the financial muscle and the high profile of the team. It's also one of the toughest because it comes with some pretty big expectations. Nevertheless, I am available for interview, Pete Vallanas, if you're interested. I'll just need Tuesday mornings off so I can record my episode of The Goalmouth. On the other coast and in another league, things are not looking good for the New York Cosmos and the NASL. The Cosmos, it turns out, are actually a lot less ordered and organised than we've been led to believe. According to reporting by Dave Martinez of EmpireOfSoccer.com, the NASL's flagship team has furloughed 60 to 80% of front office staff, had a spell this season where players weren't being paid, been shopping around players to other teams, do not have a stadium in place for the spring 2017 season, and, maybe most worrying, have made no effort to sell any tickets for said 2017 season. All of which suggests they are not entirely sure there will be a New York Cosmos 2017 season. Frankly, this news shakes my faith in the honesty of the NASL as an organisation. This past October, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Ottawa Fury announced they were leaving the NASL to join rival league the USL, and amid rumours that Fort Lauderdale Strikers and Rayo OKC were also in trouble, the NASL was still talking a big game about expansion, growth and long-term vision, conveniently not mentioning that its cornerstone club was getting an insufficient funds message whenever it put its card into the ATM. I wish the Cosmos and the NASL success. I really, really do, because healthy teams, healthy leagues are what grow the game. But we also need teams and leagues that are honest about what's going on, or eventually we'll stop listening to what they tell us. Speaking of not listening to what they tell us, there's a bit of rumour mongering in the Daily Mail suggesting Liverpool will offer Dortmund £25 million, that's $31 million, for Christian Pulisic. I only mention this on the Goalmouth to give you my take, which is that these rumours are nonsense. If you read the story, the actual quotes are Pulisic saying he briefly lived in England when he was 7 and it seemed quite nice, and Dortmund's sporting director saying they don't plan on selling the American teenager and would actually like to offer him a new contract. So pretend you never heard these rumours and don't give the Daily Mail the clicks those Brexit supporting dummies. Good news for US fans is that we may soon have another top-flight European teenager to obsess all about. 18-year-old American winger Josh Perez, nephew of 80s US skill merchant Hugo Perez, made his debut for Fiorentina's senior team in Serie A this past weekend, getting 15 minutes off the bench in La Viola's 4-2 defeat to Milan. I've seen highlights of this kid and he looks like the dribbly, dangerous, real deal. Even more exciting, Paul Kennedy of Soccer America had a great piece pointing out that Perez Fiorentina debut means that 9 players from the US under-17 team that failed hard at the 2015 U17 World Cup have now made their professional debuts. That includes the aforementioned Pulisic. But it's a reminder that you can't judge a generation of talent on its performance over 3 games in one youth tournament. And maybe the future is bright for the US after all. At the very least, I now have a favourite Serie A team to keep an eye on. Viva la Viola! That said, it's nice when US youth teams win things, right? So I'm sorry to report that the US under-20s are out of the U20 Women's World Cup after losing 2-1 to North Korea in the semi-finals. I know what you're thinking. You bristled when you heard we lost to North Korea, right? But North Korea has a good record at the U20 World Cup, winning it in 2006 and finishing second in 2008. So no trophy for the next generation of US ladies just yet, but some great tournament experience for the future big names of US women's soccer, including Mallory Pugh, Ashley Sanchez and Katie Cousins. You'll hear their names again, I guarantee it. I've been Daryl Grove. George Qureshi will be with you Wednesday morning with another episode of The Goalmouth. Before I leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip, I have a birthday request. Did I mention it's my birthday? It is. It's my birthday today. And here's my birthday request. Please subscribe to The Goalmouth in iTunes. Please tell a friend about The Goalmouth. Help us grow the show, spread the word, or leave us an iTunes review. And here's today's Goalmouth top tip. It's never too late to start not reading the Daily Mail.